Hey everyone, this is Jason here at Grand Slam, and I'm here to talk to you about our picks of the week, the first picks of the week for July. Hope you're getting ready for a great July 4th weekend and a great Independence Day here from the United States here in Loveland, Colorado. Let's get started into our comics that I'm picking for this first week of the month of April. As usual, this is how you know if you haven't figured it out yet, this is how you know it's the beginning of the month. Is because Action Comics, I got my hands mixed up, because Action Comics and Detective Comics actually come out the first week of the month pretty consistently. In Detective Comics, this is just the Batman stuff is still going pretty strong. It's all robot Batman, it looks like, from my understanding. He's kind of replaced everything. So Batman is gone. Bruce Wayne's gone. So if you want to find out about the crazy hijinks of old Commissioner Gordon with Red Mohawk, that's kind of what's going on with Batman-ish stuff. And Action Comics, this is Justice. So the first 4 parts of this were Truth, and that went through 4 different books. I believe it was Superman, Batman, Batman, Superman, or Superman, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and then of course we have Action Comics and Superman. So there you are, 4 books. It kind of went through there. That story was called Truth. Now we're on to Justice, so who knows what's next. But I don't know if there's a book coming out called The American Way, because, he isn't that guy anymore. So anyways, that's Action Comics. You can check that out. A couple kids' books I wanted to kind of highlight. I don't call them kids' books. They're all ages books. And, there's nothing wrong with that. Comic books are for kids, or were originally for kids. First and foremost, we have... I don't know which hand is which, so I'm looking at the camera. This is Bizarro here. And with Bizarro, this is actually, I flipped through the first one. I read a couple pieces a little bit. The art is superb. It's very cartoony, but it's actually like a really nice look to it. And, it's just hijinks with, Bizarro. He's just kind of doing, if you like Bizarro speak, am not really sad about, I can't even do it because, it's really hard to do. Everything's opposites, but it's Bizarro. It's a little fun book. And, of course, with Batmite, sold pretty well. I sold all the issues of this I had the first time. So here's another issue of Batmite. Apparently Batmite's a thing. People are into the whole Batmite. It's like Kid Batmite. He was like from the old days. And, so all ages books are taken over, and it's good because I think at DC there's a lot of dark stuff that goes on sometimes. So it's good to have some more kids' books on the shelf for DC comic books other than Teen Titans Go. Not that there's anything wrong with Teen Titans Go. So moving on, we got the Amazing Spider-Man still going on. There's still an Amazing Spider-Man book. Despite all the craziness, the crazy-tude, you can still follow this whole spiral story. They're definitely always going to have an Amazing Spider-Man book coming out every month no matter what. And there are definitely going to be some more Amazing Spider-Man books coming out, as I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. A couple Star Wars books this week. So last week there was no Star Wars. This week there was. We have Darth Vader, number 7. Looks like Darth Vader's going back to the old crib, so to speak, the Ben Kenobi's place. But Luke Skywalker, he was just there. Spoiler alert if you didn't know Darth Vader. So it's interesting. It's interesting how the Star Wars and Darth Vader books are actually kind of somewhat playing off of each other. And once again, this is still a very interesting book. I do feel like you don't need to read Star Wars, but it helps to read the Star Wars book when reading Darth Vader. And, because to me, Star Wars books, it could be like lemons, but, this is like getting lemonade. It's sweet, goes down smooth. This is the 5th and final part of the Princess Leia story. Very satisfying. I'm really excited to see how this concludes. Obviously, the good guys win because Princess Leia lives. So, yeah, it's just filling in gaps. It's like the story. Tell me a story, something cool that happened to Princess Leia. This is what we got. So for Mark Waid and the Dodsons. So all 5 issues are on the shelf. If you haven't checked it out, if you've been intimidated, or I assure you, it's worth your time. It's a fun read. My last couple things here. We got Grant Morrison's 18 Days. I can't really tell you much about it. It's another Grant Morrison book. I know people love Grant Morrison. This is one worth checking out. Looks a little fantasy-ish. Got dudes and swords and armor, and you're literally watching me read a comic book. Isn't that cool of me? This is really exciting. Are you having fun yet? So anyways, this is 18 Days. I think this is like a prior work that he might have done. It might be all new, But, you know, double-sided cover, good fantasy art, good stuff. We'll see. There might be some chaos magic. You never know. My pick to click this week, though, going into the 4th of July, is a great comic book. This is like, anytime this guy releases a comic book, like, people need to pay attention. They need to stand on guard. Boom. We need to stand on guard. We Stand on Guard is a comic. I haven't read it quite yet, but my understanding is it's about a war between Canada and the United States. I think it's more about like the Canadian National Guard fighting against the United States in like a future war that could take place. So it's some speculative fiction from Brian K. Vaughan, who is one of the best writers in the industry. I mean, we could have arguments about this, but I think if you take his collected works of the stuff that he's done, his body of work, I'm not talking about the Marvel and DC stuff, which is good in its own right, but if you just look at what he's done as Image or independent creator-owned, I mean, he's made the best creator-owns. Mark it off the list. We got Why the Last Man, we got Ex Machina, we got the Pride of Baghdad, we got Saga. I mean, I just told you 3 of the best series from the last 10 years there, plus amazing graphic novel if you've never read it. So, Brian K. Vaughan is awesome. Get We Stand on Guard going into the 4th of July weekend. It's about America and Canada fighting it out. Also, if you stop by this week, we have this really cool Marvel all new, all different preview. And what this is it's just filled with previews of the new books that are going to be coming out after the whole Secret Wars event. So you can put your heart at ease and find out how many X-Men books there are going to be. Because you might not have thought there were going to be X-Men books, but guess what? There's X-Men books in here. So I'm super excited about that. That's a free thing. You can just come in, pick that up. You can come in, you can get that from me, say hi, happy 4th of July. So thanks for tuning in. This is once again Jason at Grand Slam from 1730 West Eisenhower in Loveland, Colorado. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you found this video to be informative. Please subscribe and like. I will try to do this every week. And thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it.